this is Mr. Huff. Let's talk about this data that you're going to be analyzing. This is a gas turbine design simulation, and it basically lets us look at a jet engine and compare some things. So one of the things we can do is like we could change the altitude, or we could change the speed. So I'm going to change that to Mach point 0.2. And when you change those values, the simulation gives you the output of the engine. We're specifically looking at core flow, which is the flow of exhaust gas right here coming through the engine. So you have the intake and the fan, which is where we can find the bypass flow. So the bypass ratio is from this section here. And so the things we're looking at are going to be this thrust and then the fuel consumption. Those are the two values we're going to be looking at. So that's where these are coming from. I did a few experiments and I have some data that I want you to turn into spreadsheets and graphs so that you can analyze that output. All right, so with that in mind, I will provide you some data tables. It might look like this. So what I want you to do is start a Google Sheet, and then you're going to enter the data from the data I provide you, make your data table that you're going to make the graph from, and include the constants for that experiment. And then every time you start a new data table, add a sheet. So I'm going to be looking at this sheet 01 just to go through this example. So once I get that in, I'm going to make a 2 y-axis chart by selecting the data and choosing Insert and Chart. And then, just like in the other video I showed, we need to be able to show big numbers and small numbers together, so we need a 2-axis setup. So I'm going to click Customize Series. I'm going to choose the values with the small numbers and assign those to the right axis. So now we have that. I can see the interaction between these two as we change, in this case, altitude. When you are finished, make sure you move your chart off of your data so we can see all of this at once. And then that is all you need to do for that one. Then you'll add another. What I would like you to do is double click on the sheet name, change that to altitude, or whatever. In this case it's altitude because that's the variable. Whatever the variable is, add the sheet, and let's say that this one was going to be speed Mach, so we would change that to Mach. And now I know from the data tables where to go find my altitude data, my Mach data, that sort of thing. When you're done, I need you to choose File and Download and Microsoft Excel this time. Give it a name you'll recognize, and then save that on your Chromebook to turn in. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing in this adventure. So you will analyze the data you're provided by producing graphs. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.